craving pumpkin pie or don't know where to start, you came to the right place. Today I'm going to show you how to make a vegan pumpkin pie. It's super quick to make and delicious. You only need a few ingredients. If you want to see how I make it, stick around and let's dive in. I record this because this is my actual look. I got out from work and I'm kind of like cleaning the house. This is a day before Thanksgiving. I want to show you how to make my pumpkin pie. It's delicious. The people who is not vegan or eats dairy, they love. Let's start making my pumpkin pie. I'm going to need this. The main ingredient is actually the butter from Miyoko's. This is like my favorite brand. Then you're gonna need some flour, and that's pretty much it. Like ice water. I'm going to use my food processor for this recipe, and the full recipe is going to be down below. I'm using a regular flour here from Trader Joe's, which is pretty cheap, and it's a big bag. So first step is to add your butter and your flour to your food processor, and then add your sugar, water, and a little pinch of salt, which all the measurements I'm going to leave it down below. This step, it's kind of like the main one because you have to be doing everything or mixing everything very carefully and slow, because otherwise your dough is not going to turn out the way you want it, which is kind of like a pastry. Here I am adding my ice of water because you don't want to add a room temperature water. When your dough is ready, just roll it into a bowl. I use parchment paper and I also sprinkle some flour so my dough doesn't stick on my parchment paper. That is very important because the couple of times that I make it, the first time actually, my crust was a mess. Also, remember not to overdo or over roll or over touch your dough because your butter is going to start melting and your crust is going to turn a disaster. Trust me when I tell you this because I messed it up a couple of times. This is the hardest step for me because I don't have that much patience to keep rolling the dough or without touching it until I get like the thickness that I want. But it's very, very important because I don't want you to come back at me and tell me that it didn't work. For this step, you have two choices. Either you can let the dough rest inside the container that you're going to use, like me, or you can just let it chill in a little bowl inside the fridge for about 30 minutes. And why am I poking these holes? It's because when you bake your crust, it's going to start Puffing up, and we don't want that because we're gonna use this dough for a pie, and that is the same reason why I'm pouring some beans here. And don't worry, because you're not gonna waste these beans. You can put them back inside your container, just let them cool down. You're going to bake this crust for about 10 to 15 minutes. And while your crust is baking, you can start making this mixture, which includes your pumpkin puree, your coconut milk, and the rest of the ingredients. They're down below. Mix them very well, but don't cook it yet until you bring the crust out of the oven. The house is smelling like heaven right now. This I'm going to let this pumpkin puree, which is going to be for the pie, of course, to let it boil a little bit, or until you see like bubbles. But the main thing here is to keep it to keep stirring it so it doesn't like clump, you know what I mean. So yeah, just exercise those muscles and keep stirring it. And then the last step is just to add it to the crust that we're baking inside the oven. I have to put the crust inside for another 8 minutes without the beans on top of the crust. Guys, there she is. Oh my gosh, it smells super yummy, like really super good. So now it's time to let it cool down and just have it ready for tomorrow, which I'm gonna kind of like wrap it or just do something to leave it inside the fridge. And that's it, my friends. It's super easy to make and just something delicious for Thanksgiving or really any time of the year. If you like pumpkin, why not? And just let it sit overnight inside the fridge. And I personally love when my pies sit overnight because somehow the flavor. But if you make it the same day, you can let it at least cool down for 4 hours. So that's kind of like what I did last year. I made it the same day. It tastes heavenly delicious. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure you give me that thumbs up. See you next time. Bye.